Over the weekend, Kim Kardashian was robbed at gunpoint while she was in her hotel in Paris. The gunman threatened a hotel worker with the weapons and then proceeded to go to her hotel room and steal $10 million worth of jewelry. They also tied her up and basically gagged her until they could steal her items, and then they left. Now, it was a pretty scary story. Regardless of what you think about Kim Kardashian, no one should be supportive of what happened to her. And unfortunately, there's been a number of people online who have been making light of this situation, poking fun at the fact that she went through this traumatic experience. But there's also another group of people that are using this tragic thing that happened to her as a way to spread their political message, the NRA. Now, as you know, France has much stricter gun laws compared to the United States, and the NRA is not in favor of gun laws because they're funded by weapons manufacturers that like lax gun laws so they can make money. Now, on Twitter, the NRA tweeted the following in regard to what happened to Kim Kardashian. The first one was, wait, criminals held Kim Kardashian at gunpoint in Paris? How is that possible? Does anyone know if they passed a background check first? So essentially, they're poking fun at background checks, something that the majority of Americans do want because we want to ensure that guns don't end up in the hands of the wrong people. We want to make sure we don't legally sell guns to the wrong people. But the NRA apparently thinks background checks are unnecessary, and they used this story to spread that message.
To be fair, Anna, only 93% of Americans believe that.
Amazing. So there were a number of tweets. I'm just giving you the two that I think were the best or the clearest in terms of what they say. They also said it's shocking that these criminals did not subject themselves to Paris's strict gun control laws before committing this awful crime. So again, this is another statement trying to make the point that, hey, you can have gun laws, but people are going to break the law anyway. By the way, under that logic, why have any laws?
That's right.
Why have any laws? Why have DUI laws? Why have laws against rape and murder? People are going to rape and murder anyway, so let's just do away with these laws.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, they're going to drive drunk right next to your kids anyway. Why bother having laws? Let's go anarchy. Well, actually, under anarchy, they would sell more guns. So don't give them any ideas.
Yeah, seriously. I wouldn't be surprised if they advocated for that. Now, look, there are statistics that compare gun violence in the United States to gun violence in Paris, okay? And gun violence in Europe. Europe in general has stricter gun laws than the United States. In fact, most countries have stricter gun laws than the United States.
Almost every country in the world.
Every country in the world, exactly. So I'm going to get into those statistics in just a second, but did you want to jump in with something?
Yeah, no, I just, we have so many more guns than everybody else because our laws are so lax. The only country that comes close to us is Somalia, but even they're a distant second, to give you a sense of how out of control we are. Now, these are cute little tweets that the NRA sent, and for most people who just see a simple tweet or a Facebook meme, they're done with it. They're like, oh yeah, you see that? There was a crime in Paris. We win. No, you don't win. The question is, how much gun violence is in Paris per capita in France and versus America? That might give you the full picture.
So the Wall Street Journal wrote a really good piece a while ago, actually. It was October of 2015. And they talked specifically about mass shootings in the United States. Now, as a lot of you already know, mass shootings are pretty unique to the U.S., right? You don't see mass shootings happening as often, at least, in other countries. And so I want to show you a chart that I think is pretty damning. It talks about researchers counted 166 mass shootings in the U.S. and 13 other countries between 2000 and 2014. Of course, the U.S. had the most with 133. So look at all of those countries, many of which are European countries. They have one mass shooting, two mass shootings, one mass shooting, and then right there, the United States has 133 between 2000 and 2014. So, look, and then, they cite where they got this information from, Texas State University, some of the researchers there. Also, they found that the U.S. represents less than 5% of the 7.3 billion global population, but accounted for 31% of global mass shooters during the period from 1966 to 2012, more than any other country. So right there, we're just talking about mass shootings. But what about homicides, gun violence that targets one or a few people? Well, here's what we found. So in the United States, and this is based on statistics or data from 2014, there were 3.43 homicides using guns per 100,000 people. When it comes to suicides, it's 6.69 suicides per 100,000 people. Now let's take a look at France. Oh, what a surprise. It looks like they have a lot less. So 0.21 homicides per 100,000 people. When it comes to suicides, it's 2.16 per 100,000 people. So gun violence is still a lot less common in France, and part of the reason why is because they have done something to control guns in the country.
Okay, so don't get misled by one anecdote. See, the NRA, they know that the facts are not on their side. So the minute there's one thing that they could twist, they're like, okay, yes, let's pretend that this is the only thing that's happening in Paris or in America, right? The reality is, if you look at those numbers, the deaths by gun in France, in America, are 15 times larger per capita, per person, than they are in France. 15 times more, okay? So the guns control in France didn't help Kim Kardashian, but it helped all those other guys not get murdered. Whereas here in America, we don't have as much gun control, so we're getting murdered left and right. But oh wow, we didn't get robbed of our $10 million in jewelry in Paris once. Oh, NRA thinks that's a brilliant point to make. Look at the suicides alone. We have 3 times as many suicides, again, per capita, than France does. You know why? Because it's super easy to pick up a gun and blow your head off. To actually take a knife or something and slit your wrist, it's harder. It's harder. Taking a lot of pills, it doesn't guarantee it. It's harder. So, and by the way, if you don't commit suicide on your first attempt, over 90% of those people go on to never try suicide again. That's why the numbers are so much higher in America, because on the first attempt, they succeed when they put a bullet in their heads. So Brave New Films is a great movie about this. You should check out all of the evidence on this. And the NRA, as usual, misleading you on purpose.
And taking advantage of someone's horrible situation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The details of that were horrific. So, I mean, I guess everyone in every other country should send a tweet that nothing happens to them and say, hey, NRA, nothing happened to me today. Guess those gun laws are working. Hey, NRA, nothing happened to me today. Guess those gun laws are working. Because you can't, there's no event. The point is, it's preventive. There's nothing happening. So when the one time it happens, they go, oh, look how much this is happening. Every day then, every day. Since that's how disproportionate it is, how much it happens versus when it does happen. Are they going to enjoy those tweets every day? Are they going to start tweeting, oh, no one got killed today? Yes, our gun laws are working.
And by the way, it's not like there was never any mass shootings anywhere. Of course, there's mass shootings in other places, but not anywhere near the degree that they are here, as Anna explained. But in Australia, for example, there was a mass shooting a couple of decades ago. And you know what Australia did? Unlike us, they actually passed gun control. And you know what happened? They haven't had a single mass shooting since. Okay, well, hey, NRA, no gun mass shooting in Australia today. Well, you could have sent that tweet for every day for the last couple of decades. Meanwhile, we do nothing because you guys want to get richer, and we have more than 1 mass shooting per day in America. That's the difference. You can do something about it. The NRA doesn't want you to do anything about it and misleads you so they can make more money off your death. Together we can change the media, make it more representative of you and not the powerful. Come join us, make a difference. tytnetwork.com/join.